Welcome to Late Breakfast. I'm Taurian B.
I'm First Class Regg.
And this week, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about how we consume music today. Now, when we were younger, music came out every Tuesday. We would go to Sam Goody. We would go to Wiz. We would go to, what's that spot at Union Square?
Virgin.
Yeah, Virgin Megastore.
Virgin Megastore.
You know, go to Target, Best Buy, wherever you get your CDs. That's how you get your CD, your music cassette, whatever like that.
All of that.
Right, FYE. Then, Napster changed the game, and then we got, illegal downloading on MP3s. And now then iTunes came around. Now we have streaming services. So now everyone is getting their content different. And there are some people who go months of not knowing what music is coming out or what new music is even out, because some people don't even listen to the radio, so they just stay listening to what they want to hear, and they don't know how to consume new music. They don't know how music playlists work. Like, some people aren't aware Rap Caviar is one of the premier streaming services. That's pretty much the new radio, in my opinion, as far as music for hip hop, right? So Eli suggested this. He's not here today, and I thought it was a really good topic, and I was really happy that he suggested it because it's really true. The other day I was talking to our friend of the show, Cleverly Chloe, and she was just saying I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know when the music is out. I don't know what's going on. And I was like, well, you could check out our free lunch playlist every Tuesday and check out the new music. And she was just like, yo, that's crazy, because now people are telling me to look at playlists on streaming platforms to find new music, opposed to an album rollout. She says she'll hear about the album coming out, but she don't even know how to search for music on the interface. She said that iTunes, Spotify, and Tidal confuse her. So sometimes she just doesn't even do it. Someone has to literally send her the album. And I thought that was really interesting.
How old is she?
I think a woman never tells her age, so I don't know how old Chloe is. I'm just saying that's a very interesting point, because I felt like I was talking to my mother, not saying that she's like my mother, but that's something that my mom would say, what Chloe was saying. But it's true though. Some people don't have the energy to go through. It feels like you're jumping through hoops to find the music that you want to hear from the artist that you like. Prime example, St. John is one of my favorite artists. I happen to like St. John a lot, right? And if I ask somebody do they know who St. John is, they might not, but I know that he's a popular artist because the numbers say so, right? But because he's not a Drake, he's not going to be on the front page of the browse on Apple Music. So what I want to talk about is how people can find new music. What can they do? So guys, help me out. Help me explain to the public how you guys search for music or take in content when you're looking for music.
Hold the search bar. It's right there. It's not it's not hard to get.
Regg, you got control of the mute button, right?
I do. But no, so before Mouse continues, I don't want to. Chloe makes some valid points. I think with now it's just becoming really, really hard to find new artists. Everybody used to use SoundCloud and SoundCloud is still a great tool for that. People will go on SoundCloud and you can kind of just let shit just aimlessly play, and you end up finding some gems. You have channels like Selection that are purely dedicated to putting you on to new music and new content and new artists. The way that we even started the free lunch playlist is because the music climate is just so overwhelming. It's what do I have time for anymore? Do I have time to listen to all of this shit? Am I really gonna like this person? Who is this? So with all these interfaces, Taurian is right and Chloe is right, where all the popular artists get the main page. They get the cover of all the main playlists. They get all the love that there is. And when you're an artist Amber Mark, who's a new-ish singer, she drops a song and it's gonna get buried. You gotta really, really fucking look. And when we switch up the playlist every week, that shit is hard to look for artists that are on the come up, because it's yo, how can they even compete? So it's tough. It's not like the days where, like you could go in and make your own playlist on LimeWire and like really construct what you do and put the time and effort because you spent like 2 days downloading like a whole album. Now it's like, it's so easy and it's so overpopulated that it's just getting harder and harder.
That's true.
I wish we had Felix here for this conversation because Felix really he's really fucking great, and a lot of things he ends up putting me onto. But a lot of how I discover new music is literally looking more for artists than new music. And then as I discover the artists, as soon as they drop the new music, a lot of people don't realize you could subscribe to artists specifically on these streaming platforms. And that way you get updated when their new content comes out. It's an algorithm that you can really curate on a lot of your own, on the DSPs for yourself, as for what pops up for the spotlight and everything. A big way I find new music is still coming up from the internet era is I still go check some of the same old blogs that I used to, Hot New Hip Hop, every once in a while Hip Hop DX, just to check their music section. A lot of things I find also from listening to other podcasts and music podcasts and things they suggest. The What Your Friend's Listening To, I use all the time. But the biggest thing I think that's put me on a new artist in a long time and new music and really expanded the way I listen to new music is the Colors channel on YouTube. And just sitting back, and it's all different genres, and it's really world music. And you guys know I also go for everything that's out there. So,
for me, because I have like a kind of like an extensive music catalog in my iTunes already from like music that I've downloaded over the years and what I listen to, streaming services are pretty much made to mimic what you listen to and like give you that feedback. So for me, I just check the This Is For You playlist and check out some of the songs that's sent to me on there. And then if there's an artist that I specifically like look for, like let's say if I'm looking for the Griselda guys, like a Benny the Butcher, it knows that I like mafioso coke rap. So sometimes it'll send me artists that are in that lane that are like that. Or I like 90s sounding R&B. So it'll send me artists that are in that same vein, because that's the job of the music app, is to basically take in all information of the music that you listen to and give that to you. And every single one has it. Like Tidal has ones where they tailor make playlists for you according to what you listen to. And even YouTube, like I have YouTube Premium, so I use that a lot. And sometimes whatever like I'm watching, or if I'm like listening to music and it just has like the playlist, I'll just do it like that. And then YouTube does that for me as well. So for me, that's how I find new music or stay up to date if I'm not 100% sure. But thankfully, because, I have this wonderful site, First Class Breakfast, it's my job to stay in tune with new music. So I have to search for it anyway. So I'm kind of ahead of the curve.
I use Tidal. So, albums come out Friday. So I go
Stay
straight
black,
to
baby.
Suggest new albums. It tells me everything that came out. And they also suggest new tracks. So that's how I know who's new, who's old. Like, for example, I didn't know T.I. released the album. I'm looking at that now. T.I. released the album today. Mario released the album. Black Thought released the album. Shit like that, I would have never been aware of if it didn't have this suggest new album shit. So I'll probably check those out later on today. I might not check out T.I. I'm lying.
Felix said that the T.I. album sounds like a game, like that's his game album. And I thought that was really funny because I just imagined T.I. trying to mimic other rappers' flows.
And I realized that Gucci got like a new label or a new team. So
yeah, he does. Yeah, they dropped it because 10/17 is Saturday tomorrow. So yeah, he did that celebration.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah. See, little things like that I forgot. So and then these artists aren't as, I guess, socially active as they used to be. Like, I guess because the climate changed, but there was a point in time where like the rollouts was like extravagant. Now it's simple. Like, yo, here's the link in the bio out right now. That's
I want to piggyback off that. So last night in the clubhouse, Ibrahim, he's on J. Cole's team, was talking about how, when J. Cole decided that he wasn't going to like be present on the internet anymore. And they told him that he was out of his fucking mind. And Cole said that, like, yo, when the project's about to drop or come out, like, we just gonna put it out. Like, we're gonna do like what we need to do for it. But like, that's how Forest Hills Drive was just a shock drop, because J. Cole felt confident enough that his fans were loyal enough and were going to spread the word and just follow suit. Then the other day, I don't know how this happened, but 40 was on Kevin Durant's podcast. I've been doing like a lot of like researching in my time because of working overnight. So 40 was saying that Drake always has an album ready. Even like when he doesn't announce the album, like he has a project ready, like with a fake name or something like that he can just drop whenever he feels like it. And that just made me wonder, like, are album rollouts really that necessary anymore?
Yes. You have to
some artists
be able to do what, like, we're talking about anomalies here. We're talking about J. Cole, who could be, you know, I'm not a J. Cole fan, but, you know, J. Cole could easily go down as the greatest artist of our generation, just because the fact that he was able to cultivate such a cult following that transcended and was able to become a mass following, right?
I was big of you, Mouse. I was big of you.
I'm an honest guy. I don't have to like the music to be able to have eyes and see. Drake, we're talking about.
Surprised me.
We're talking about Drake, a hybrid artist, somebody who we seen it. He can release a just trash, and somehow, some way, it's going to be on the top of the charts. So yeah, he could do that. But then we talk about who needs it. We talk about 21, right? And we talk about Savage Mode 2. He needed that rollout. He needed that rollout. And it was an immaculate rollout if I've ever seen one, right? I don't think the problem is that the artists aren't active. It's that the labels aren't paying, right? There's still artists signed to labels, and labels aren't really paying, or they're either not really paying, or from, you know, what I see with my own eyes and what I've witnessed, labels are just out of touch on how to get shit moving, right? As far as press and what makes sense and who to get it out there. So when it comes to this music curation and getting new music, I would tell the average consumer, get you a streaming service. Tidal, I would say, you know, is black, but also they have the best algorithm when it comes to radio, right? Like, if you play one track, they have the best curation of songs that's going to follow those, better than Spotify, better than Apple. So I would say that if that doesn't work, if you're on social media a lot, you should follow your Scotty Beams, follow your Mouse Jones, your First Classes, your whoever, you know, follow your Dree Taylors, whoever you trust. If you don't have the time to go searching, whoever you trust, make sure you're following them, and, you know, keep an eye on what they're listening to, what they're posting. It's not really that hard. You know, it's actually a lot easier to find music now than I would say it was for our parents, because our parents were being force-fed something. Hey, it goes on the radio, it's in rotation, you're gonna hear 72 times a day, you're gonna love it, you're kind of like being beat into submission. Now you have the actual ability to choose what you want to hear.
I think something people also need to take into effect is using apps like Shazam. Actually, like, when you do hear something that you like that you don't know, when you download that to your DSP or whatever, that also adds to your algorithm. Another way that you can is following DJs, like looking up DJs that you like. Like, if you used to go, like during the pandemic, if you used to go out and used to love a certain DJ, go follow them when they do a Twitch. I'm sure they're whipping up stuff you haven't heard before, some new stuff, some old stuff. And that's another great way of getting music also.
I guess for me, I just find, I think that something has to be revamped for artists, because before it was like, if you put out videos, like that will make a huge difference. But I truthfully don't watch music videos. Like it has to be like force fed to me. Like I watched the WAP video just because I was just curious to see what Megan and Cardi was going to do. And that was all our first time hearing it. I think that was smart because the reason why I watched the WAP video was because that was the first time I was going to hear the song when I watched the video when it premiered. But it's always like, I don't know what labels are supposed to put money towards. And obviously, I guess that's why I don't work at a label, because I don't know. But it's very interesting to me because I think because social media is free, I think labels look at the artists to be like, hey, get to work, get on your social media, interact with your fans, get your fans excited. And I think that's why labels are spending less money and giving less budgets as far as that.
Do you think that falls on management at that point when there's a disconnect between a label and an artist not being able to connect on those levels? Absolutely.
I also think though fans can fans can also tell when it's not genuine. Take what's this kid's name? Is it Little Pump? Yeah, Little Pump. So a lot of Little Pump's fans aren't liking the fact, like, when he first came out, like, he was very controversial. He was always getting into some shit, right? And now, like, his fans are saying, like, yo, this dude's on the clock. He's about to fall off. He's a has-been. And, like, he put out a project 2 years ago, and they're already calling him a has-been. He's not even 23 years old. And
he's a microwave artist. I don't think he wasn't somebody that was supposed to be a long-standing artist, right? He was a flash in the pan guy. Yeah, he got a big song. Had a I guess a second half a big song with Kanye, but he wasn't somebody that was supposed to. So yeah, he actually exceeded his time. So yeah, I think they would be right saying he's on the clock, and especially who better than his audience to say if he's on the clock or not.
Yeah, his audience. Yeah, I guess for me, my thing is like, I guess it got me thinking, like, all right, well, was it his antics? Because all right, I'll go one further. Somebody that is really good at cultivating his fans is NBA YoungBoy. Now, I'm kind of very intrigued by NBA YoungBoy, and I sound very old right now. I know I do. Mm-hmm. But NBA YoungBoy, what he does on YouTube and the way he gets his fans is fascinating as hell to me, because it's kind of like reality television / hip hop for him. Like he has all these antics. He makes videos for every song, right? And it's like his fans eat it up. But for me, if I was his fan, I would be tired of that. I wouldn't want to see a video for every song. Like, but they love it, and it's just crazy to me because he just rents out mansions and makes videos with guns.
I have not heard not one song from that kid yet.
I just did it because I wanted to do an episode dedicated solely to NBA YoungBoy. So I started doing my research, and I'll be honest, I wasn't confident that we all would do the same research. So I just scrapped it because I was like, I did. Like this is homework.
I did. He has some all right stuff, but it's not going to be something I'll go to listen to on my own. Like if it comes up on shuffle, there's a couple songs I won't skip, but it's not something I'm going looking for.
But we're also not his core. We're not his core audience. So
yeah, my nephews love him. Like my nephews are like 18. They fuck with it. So.
The kids. His core market are the kids. The kids have time to sit on YouTube. So if you get. They're having, the same thing that won us over on 106 in Park. The reason we would rush home the reason we would rush home from basketball practice or whatever we was doing to make sure at 6:30 or 6 o'clock that we were in front of the TV to see these 10 to 12 videos. The kids want to see that. The kids want to see these artists that they're listening to. They're always on YouTube anyway. They want to. So he figured that out, and he made sure he ran it up. I think he's one of him and his team are some geniuses over there now. Intelligible, I don't think so, but in the way of marketing NBA YoungBoy, I think they did a really good job. They found out where their market was and they catered to it.
LA, how do you besides like so? How do you get new music? Do you just look for Drake songs, or like I'm curious?
It's funny you said that, right? Drake did a record with this new kid, something Blue, and
Lil Blue.
I think. Yeah, and I tapped in. I tapped into the artist after I listened to the song. So same thing with Giveon, or I think did I say his name right? Because
he just told us how to pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
He just told us.
So even with him, Drake doing the whole feature with or allowing people to get on their records. I've learned a lot of people's new music through him. So I know you was trying to make a joke out of that, but for real, I that's how I learned about 21 Savage. That's how I learned about
nigga. That it's still a joke. But did you check out Hetty's project last week? Because he did the freestyle with Hetty.
Yeah, I did. That music's not for me.
Word.
But
it's just London drill.
But I will also give credit. I was actually talking to my mans about that yesterday about the gift and the curse of the Drake feature. So, that's how you learn somebody, but then how long do they last after that big moment? Like Block Boy JB, right? That record was huge, but after what he did Rover and the record with 21 Savage or whatever the case may be, I haven't heard anything from him yet. So
I'll give Drake more credit in that because a lot of artists do well after they get that feature. So I think Black Boy JB was like the first one that didn't continue going. Most of the artists that Drake kind of like.
Before Black Boy JB, there was one who
Conan.
Yeah, there was one who liked to go up on a Tuesday. Didn't work out for him.
I think for McConan the difference is that McConan decided like he had a lot more obstacles against him.
No, he was the obstacle.
What about Tinashe? She count too, right?
No, Tinashe didn't. She didn't ill benefit of Drake's features. It was her. She ill benefited from being on the label she was on. RCA wasn't ready for her.
Yo, y'all, but y'all nitpicking now. I'm just saying, like, Drake said, but there's a lot more hits with artists.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's Future, Migos. Yeah. He stood next to Kendrick. He stood next to A$AP Rocky.
We're not gonna give him. Kendrick. We're not gonna give him Kendrick. We're not gonna gonna do it. Kendrick was already out of fish grease. He was out of here. That benefited Drake more than it benefited Kendrick.
He took him on tour.
I think it equally benefited them. I'll agree to that. If they benefited both of them.
All right,
all I know is
Drake was smart. He knew Kendrick was the big bad wolf, and he made that alliance early.
All I know is that I distinctly remember when Kendrick popped up on Take Care, and people thought it was 3 Stacks.
Yeah,
because people are retarded. People are stupid.
I saw that. I remember that.
I remember too, and I was like,
people didn't. But I'm saying that to say there were still people that didn't know who Kendrick was until Take Care came out.
I agree. I will say there are people that I don't think that outweighs the number of people that knew who he was and knew what was about to happen. Because we're not gonna act like Black Hippie. Matter of fact, overly dedicated in
Section 80.
Section 80 was already out at that time.
Yeah,
and Section 80 was
still underground.
Section 80 was Section 80 was niggas was talking about that shit on every blog, on every Two Dope Boys had write-ups, Pitchfork had write-ups.
You're 100% right.
Rolling Stone had a Section 80 everybody knew what exactly was about to happen.
You're 100% right in that realm. But what I'm just saying is that Drake taking him on tour absolutely opened Kendrick up to another audience, and it just helped. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he gave Kendrick his career.
I hear that.
That's all. I'm just saying another audience. I just want to clarify.
I know the Migos definitely benefited from that.
Migos benefited, so I just think that's good. Maybe Drake should start maybe Drake should start his own streaming service. Who knows?
Well, he did do that with the Apple Radio shit when he was premiering a lot
OVO
of
sound.
OVO sound. Yeah, that was a.
I'm not gonna
when that shit was crazy.
When that playlist dropped, if niggas remember that Saturday when that playlist dropped, I'm trying to think. Was it More Life? Was it called?
Yeah, More Life.
Oh,
More Life came out when we was in Texas. I'll never forget that.
It was
we
not
was in Texas. Okay,
it was not safe. It was not safe. I remember niggas' phones blowing up like, yo, are you listening to this? Yo, you hear this? Yo, you hear this? Yo, you hear this? I said, oh, man.
Oh, shit. And I forgot The Weeknd, The Party Next Door, and Division, and Magic Jordan.
Will we be able to... Will we be right
Bryson Tiller.
Will we be right in saying that The Weeknd is the only person who benefited more from after separating from Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he stayed with Drake, he'd definitely be in that OVO basement. Yeah, like he did the right thing by not signing OVO. He would have did that. Like he wouldn't be on par with Drake as far as stardom. And some people argue that he's bigger than Drake, but I don't know.
Oh well, that's a pretty dumb argument.
Well, the Weeknd is a pretty big fucking star.
I wouldn't say big. You can't say bigger than Drake, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying he's up there.
No, I get it, but that goes to show you just how big of a star Drake is. To say another huge star is nowhere close to as big as Drake is.
Make sure you check out the Free Lunch playlist. It goes up every Tuesday, and if you're overwhelmed by music, fuck with us. We put all the new music on the playlist, and Regg actually like curates it and puts everything in order, really nice. Even though he doesn't put some of the songs that I choose, it's all good. It's fine. It's all good.
Good idea, Regg.
Ben Diesel will be okay.
That song will be there again until you A&R it correctly and put it on that damn list. That song's a fucking bop. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Taurian B.
I'm First Class Regg.
And I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.